Hello once again, my awesome ship family, my curious people. Martina from Argentina, reporting from the Serenade of the Seas. And today I'm going to answer a lot of your questions about what the crew life is like. And I have a big update from an awesome friend of the channel from the Quantum of the Seas with all the regulations that the CDC and the Singapore government have put for them there and how crew life is over there, which I think many are wanting to know because it's the first ship that is going to be sailing with guests. So let's go! I had two questions that I got about isolation and life in general on board, which is, first of all, for smokers, in your cabin you can smoke in your balcony only when you are in isolation, and you must have a tray with water to put out your cigarettes. I believe in the slop chest you can get cigarettes, but sometimes the deliveries are not flawless, so I would say bring a lot just in case. And after that you can use the open deck smoking area. And the second question was about couples. What about couples? Well, right now what I read on the RCL page is that the company is trying to make everybody go back to having a salary as soon as possible. So in some cases they will prefer to give at least a household one salary from hiring one of the partners, so at least they can provide for the family, which is more important, and allowing another family group to provide for the family as well, which I think it makes sense and it is a great idea. And on that topic I want to jump straight into the amazing information from one of the Quantum crew members that has been in contact with me, Deborah. Thank you so much for all this amazing information that you have provided, and now I'm going to share with everyone what life will be on board when we have guests again. She is currently in isolation, and she informed me that she got 15 days of Wi-Fi for free, which is a package that you have to use in that 15 days. So you cannot keep it, you cannot save it, you cannot log off. And once she leaves isolation, she will have free WhatsApp and 3 hours of internet for free every day, continuously, no log off. So you cannot keep it for later to have like 24 hours straight of internet. When you're in isolation, you cannot interact with other crew members through the balconies because apparently they heard that the Singapore government has been controlling cruise ships with drones, which sounds a little bit scary, but it doesn't sound that out of the ordinary, since when I was in Miami in my first quarantine in March, the Coast Guard would actually check on cruise ships with helicopters flying around and very close by. So that actually might be true. They are getting PCR tests weekly over there. And going back to the couples, she said that everybody is, for now, in single occupancy cabins, but people in different work areas have been grouped together, and if you have a partner, no matter even if you're married and you don't share a working area, you cannot be in the same cabin, and for now cabin visitations are not allowed. Remember, they don't only have to follow CDC guidelines and Royal Caribbean guidelines, but as well Singapore government guidelines. They have a smoking area at Index 6 forward, the slop chest is open, they have staggered meal times, so again, each department will have a time to go to the mess. They have the gaming room also available for them, as well as the gym, so that's great. Finally, she gave me a really crucial piece of information about one topic that I know everybody has been really curious about, the tracing tokens. What are these things? Well, this might be something fleet-wide like MSC has started with the wristbands, but for now, this is only a Singapore government project that they are providing a little token to every crew member that they have to carry with themselves at all times to make sure that they can trace who has been in contact with who. And of course, a lot of people were not comfortable with having their tracking information available to other people, the company and government facilities. But what was stated is that actually these tools do not track your movement constantly with the GPS, but they track when two tokens come into close contact to each other. So they register like this token was nearby this token at this time. So if anybody tests positive for COVID-19, they can send an alert to all the other tokens that have been in close contact with that one. Of course, this is information that I read, that you can read in more detail yourself in the communications from the company, and this is, as always, personal experience, this time shared by another crew member to me. So of course, guys, as I always say, go and check in the official sources for all information. So I think that's it for today, guys. A lot of information about the new crew life on board, both for minimum manning and for the first ship of the fleet getting ready to have guests back on board. I hope you join me next time so I can show you what my everyday life is looking like on board, because yes, it is a little lonely, as you can imagine. So I love to share this with all of you, to have you with me. It gives me a lot of courage to be doing this unusual experience. And actually, yes, before I go, a lot of people have asked me how I've been feeling and how it is emotionally. Well, of course, I always think there's two kind of people that work on cruise ships. Those that are mostly in the marine area and the engineer department perhaps are more used to working long hours. They don't usually get to go off in port. That's why they have shorter contracts, of course. And I take my hat off. They're really committed to their job. They don't get to enjoy a lot of the things that perhaps some other crew members like me tend to enjoy, because maybe we have a little bit less hours. We can get some free time off in port. So I guess for them in minimum manning is not so different. But I guess for me, that I'm more on the younger side, I'm used to having a more relaxed schedule. And a big part of me joining a cruise ship is not because I went out of marine school, but because I wanted to travel. Of course, it's a big impact for people like me to be on minimum manning, because it's very far from what we come on board for. You know, I miss the big crowds and I miss the ports, of course. But I know there's a lot of crew members out there really in need of a job. So I really don't feel in a position to be complaining about anything. I'm doing this for my future. As you can probably understand, my fellow crew members, these are difficult times for everyone. We don't have a lot of control of what's going on and what we get to do in our free time. We have to really take care of us and of others. So yeah, just making the best out of it as I can. As I said, having you guys in this journey has been really important, has really helped me to keep going. So I thank you. And as always, stay curious. Ciao, ciao.